You ever notice how silence gets real loud when you're trying not to feel anything? Like you're sitting there at 1:43 a.m. in your bed, lights off, scrolling, half a burrito on your chest, phone slipping out your hand, and suddenly your brain's like, "Hey, remember that thing you've been avoiding for 6 years?" And you're like, "Nope, nope, nope." And suddenly you're in an emotional hostage situation with your own mind. Congratulations, you played yourself. That's what we do, isn't it? We avoid, we dodge, we run from anything that even hints at discomfort like it's chasing us with a chainsaw. Joe's rule number three: the more you avoid it, the more it owns you. Read that again. Because it's not just a cute quote, it's a mirror. It's why your chest feels heavy for no reason. Why your sleep sucks even though you're doing nothing all day. Why you can't concentrate, can't commit, can't connect, can't even pick a damn Netflix show without spiraling into existential dread. Because every emotion you've buried is now squatting in your soul, forming a drum circle with your self doubt, eating your energy and asking, "So, what are we not talking about tonight?" We all do it. You avoid the conversation, but the resentment builds up in the corners like mold. You avoid the grief, but it leaks out in weird moments, like crying at a cereal commercial. You avoid the breakup, the trauma, the burnout, the shame, but that stuff doesn't disappear. It just shapeshifts. It turns into procrastination, into perfectionism, into binge eating and binge scrolling and binge pretending you're fine. And now you've built a whole personality around being chill when really you're just emotionally constipated and spiritually dehydrated. But we smile. We post. We slap filters over the cracks and call it healing. We meme our way through trauma like, haha, mental breakdown, lol, and everyone laughs because they're doing the same thing. We joke because joking feels safer than actually stopping long enough to feel. You ever try to sit in silence for 5 minutes? No phone, no distraction, just you and your thoughts? That sheer tea is terrifying. Because the second it gets quiet, the monsters come out. The ones with your face, your voice, your secrets. But here's the thing nobody tells you. Those monsters, they're not here to hurt you. They're here to be held. They're the younger versions of you that weren't allowed to cry. That got punished for needing things. That learned early to put on a mask and keep going, no matter how heavy it got. So you became the strong one, the reliable one, the funny one, the I'm fine one. And now you don't even know how to let people in without apologizing for existing. And it's not your fault. It's conditioning. It's survival. But at some point, survival mode starts killing you softly. Because the thing you're avoiding is the exact thing that needs your attention. The grief you never processed, that's why you shut down in relationships. The rage you never expressed, that's why you cry every time you feel ignored. The fear you pretend doesn't exist, that's why you self-sabotage every good thing that comes your way. We think ignoring the pain means we're strong, but all it means is we've gotten really good at building prisons with nice furniture. You ever feel like your life is fine, but your soul's screaming into a pillow every night? That's not normal. That's a warning sign. That's your spirit trying to kick the door down like, hello, can we deal with the thing now? But nah, we pop a vitamin, do some yoga, call it balance, then spiral again in three, two, avoidance is an addiction. It gives you the illusion of control while quietly stealing your life. And the worst part is, it feels like peace. It feels like calm, but it's not. It's emotional anesthesia, and the bill always comes due. You think you're safe because you're not crying, but your body's tight, your jaw's clenched, your stomach's a knot. You lash out at people who love you, then apologize like, I don't know why I said that. But you do know. You're full of unsaid things. Pain with no outlet finds its way out anyway. Through sarcasm, through self-sabotage, through isolating and calling it introversion, through ghosting people because you're busy. You're not busy, you're buried. You buried the truth because the truth felt like too much. But guess what? Feeling is not too much. It's freedom. You've just been taught to be afraid of it. Told to smile when you're sad, to be grateful when you're grieving, to hustle when you're hurting. And now you don't know how to rest without guilt. You sit down for 5 minutes and your brain's like, we should be doing something productive. You lie in bed on a Sunday and suddenly your worth feels like it's slipping out the window because you didn't answer that email, didn't go to the gym, didn't optimize your morning with lemon water and journaling and 15 podcasts about becoming a millionaire by age 30. You can't even watch a movie without checking your phone 5 times and silently judging yourself for not doing something important. You don't know how to pause without panic, how to be still without feeling like a failure, how to just exist without a scoreboard. You've mistaken exhaustion for laziness, silence for danger, rest for weakness. Somewhere along the line, you started measuring your value and output, how much you do, how fast you do it, how well you hide the fact that you're breaking. And now you can't even enjoy joy without waiting for the other shoe to drop. You know what I mean. Something good happens, and immediately your brain's like, don't get too happy. They might leave. You might lose it. This might not last. So you half feel everything, half celebrate, half breathe. You don't let yourself get too high because you've been burned before, and you're not sure you can survive another fall. And so joy becomes suspicious, calm becomes uncomfortable. You're addicted to the chaos, not because you like it, but because it's familiar. Because it feels safer to stay in a loop, than to risk stepping into a life you don't trust you're allowed to have. But here's what I know. The stuff you're avoiding, it's not going away. It doesn't vanish just because you stop talking about it. It doesn't dissolve because you pretended it wasn't there. That thing you don't want to think about, that loss you buried, that truth you swallowed, it's not gone. It's just backstage, quiet, waiting, still dressed in black, still memorizing your lines, waiting to walk out and hijack your next performance. It'll show up in your relationships, in your career, in your body, in the way you flinch when someone raises their voice, in the way you shut down when someone gets too close, in the way you apologize for existing when someone asks you a basic question. Because whatever you don't face, you repeat. That's the truth. Different job, same burnout. Different city, same loneliness. Different partner, same heartbreak. Different year, same New Year's resolution that dies by February because the thing underneath it, the root, has never been touched. You think it's about motivation. It's not. It's about avoidance. You can set goals all you want, but if you're building on top of an old wound, all you're doing is decorating a house with a cracked foundation. Because until you face the root, the symptoms will just keep changing outfits. They'll look like procrastination, or perfectionism, or people-pleasing, or rage, or apathy. But they're all saying the same thing. Something inside you needs attention, but you keep pushing it off. You keep saying, not now. When I have time, when things settle down. But when is that? Be honest. When has life ever just given you the perfect window to do deep emotional work? When has healing ever RSVP'd on your calendar and politely said, Thursday, 2 p.m., shall we cry about the abandonment wound? It doesn't work like that. You have to choose it. You have to turn toward the thing, not tomorrow, not someday, now, right now, because you're already carrying it, whether you look at it or not. So here's what I want you to do, right now, not in a week, not when Mercury goes direct, not after your next mental breakdown, now. I want you to stop, just for a second. I want you to get still. I want you to breathe, and I want you to let one truth, just one, rise to the surface. One thing you've been avoiding, one feeling you've been numbing, one memory you've shoved so far down it only comes up in dreams. Don't overthink it. Don't debate it. Don't smother it with logic or sarcasm or a motivational quote. Just let it speak. Let it rise. Let it be ugly. Let it be weird. Let it be inconvenient. Don't fix it. Just name it. Whisper it. Write it on a napkin. Say it to the ceiling. Say it to your mirror. Say it to your dog. I don't care. Just stop pretending it's not there. Because you can't outrun what lives inside you. You can't out-hustle your own history. You can't outrank your own reflection. And you don't need to. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to be honest. That's it. That's how the healing starts. Not with clarity. Not with a 7-step plan. Not with some inspirational Pinterest board. Just honesty. Brutal, beautiful, painful honesty. Just you, finally telling yourself the fucking truth. I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed. I'm still hurt. I never got closure. I feel behind. I don't know who I am anymore. I miss them. I miss me. That is power. That is the moment everything starts to change. Not because you fixed it, but because you finally stopped lying to yourself. You took your truth off mute. You stopped gaslighting your own nervous system. And suddenly you're not stuck. You're just human. A human being who has every right to feel what they feel. A human who is allowed to be whole and hurting, to be healing and pissed, to be growing and grieving. You want to stop feeling stuck? Feel what's stuck. You want to stop being numb? Sit with the pain long enough to hear what it's trying to say. It's not here to ruin your life. It's not here to wreck your progress. It's here to wake you. That anxiety, that pit in your stomach, that ache in your chest, that's not weakness. That's wisdom. That's your body saying, this life we've built, it's not sustainable. That's your nervous system saying, we can't keep living like this. That's your spirit knocking on the door like, I miss you, please come back. You are not broken. You are buried. And it's time to dig. Not with judgment, not with shame, with curiosity, with compassion, with that quiet kind of courage that says, I'm ready, even if I'm scared. Because your freedom, it's not in the next job, the next glow up, the next partner, the next spiritual retreat where they give you a tote bag and herbal tea. It's in the thing you keep avoiding, the one you swore you'd never touch again, the one that still stings when someone says their name, the one that makes your chest tighten even when you're laughing. That's where your power is. It's in the pain you keep scheduling for later. So stop postponing your peace. Stop outsourcing your worth. Stop ghosting your own soul. Face it, feel it. Forgive yourself for avoiding it. And then get free. Because this life, this one life, it's not a dress rehearsal. There's no backstage pass, no do-over. And you're not here to perform. You're not here to pretend. You're here to be real. Even if that real is messy, even if that real is inconvenient, even if that real is crying on the floor at 2 a.m., eating dry cereal with no pants on, telling your dog about your childhood, that version of you deserves love. That version of you deserves rest. That version of you deserves peace. And peace, real peace, doesn't come from pretending. It comes from presence. So stop running. Stop numbing. Stop shrinking yourself to fit a life that's too small for your truth. And say it with me. This thing I've been avoiding, it doesn't own me anymore. I'm not going to be perfect, but I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to fake it. I'm going to feel it. And that's enough. That's more than enough. That's the beginning of everything.